We start back on Through the Mist, Chapter 4, Part 2. Red continues up the drive towards Ava's estate. Ava is waking up and has heard him mumbling to himself. "What did you say? I'm sorry. I must have fallen asleep." "I just said that you have a beautiful home." "Yes, I do. Kind of like this car you are driving." Ava smiles. Ava's wolf dogs are barking as they approach. Ava lowers her window to calm the dogs down. Ava got the dogs for protection after her family member's death. She has never felt safe alone since. Ava and Red get out of the car and walk up on the porch. Ava turns the security system off and Red walks in the house behind Ava. She goes into the house and immediately goes to the dining room and puts up some pictures of Red and a portrait that looks just like him. "We didn't get a chance to eat. Are you hungry?" "I can heat up some gumbo that I fixed earlier today," Ava said. "I'm not hungry. You don't have to go to the trouble," Red reluctantly replied. "Yes, you are hungry, and it will not be any trouble at all. I'm going to go upstairs for a minute and change. Make yourself at home, and I'll be right back down. There is a cake on the table and Cokes in the refrigerator. You won't find anything with alcohol because I don't drink." Ava heads upstairs to change. "I'll be okay. I'll just look at this magazine," Red replies. While Ava was upstairs, Red was curious of what she was so desperate to hide from him. Red opens the drawer and pulls out the pictures. They were of him at his graduation from military school. Red then pulled out the portrait that her great-great-grandmother Jean had painted of Neil McLean. Red was sure that Ava must have some idea of who he was, or that Tim looked a lot like he did. He decided to keep his identity a secret a little longer, since she was not too curious to ask any more questions. Red replaces the items and goes back to the living room where Ava left him. Ava comes bouncing downstairs with a pair of jogging clothes for him to change in. "I know that you didn't bring any clothes. I have a jogging suit that my husband didn't get to wear. It's a large. You can use the guest room to the left upstairs. Go on now, and I'll have you something to eat in a jiffy," Ava says. Red goes upstairs. Ava quickly gets the painting and the pictures of Red and places it in the closet. She has no idea that he has seen the pictures and the painting. Ava heats up some gumbo, garlic bread, fixes a salad, and iced tea. Red was spellbound at all the things in the guest room. Ava had a collection of swords and other things from Scotland that she decorated the guest room with. There was also a clipping from a newspaper of Ava in a Scottish outfit, stating that she had given a program on her Scottish heritage. The room was almost complete except for the portrait of Neil McLean and the Boudet crest painting that Ava had been working on to hang in the room. After changing, Red is led back downstairs due to the aroma coming from the kitchen. "The food smells good. You must be a good cook. Smells like French cooking." Red sits down on the bar stool at the kitchen counter. "Mom was French and a very good cook. How did you like the decor in the guest room?" Ava tries to see some kind of reaction in him. "I see you are serious about Scottish heritage. I like the newspaper clipping That was the best. Where did you get the blonde wig idea from, anyhow? Where did you get the Oriental sword? I also saw the Betty lamp on the dresser. I've been looking for one to put at my place, Red asked. So many questions. It's funny about the blonde wig. Most of the Beaudays are blonde or redheads. The Oriental sword was given to my distant grandfather, Archibald Bowie, in the 1800s. We are not sure who it was, but we think it was a close relative or friend. The other swords and the Betty lamp are just things that I have collected from antique shows that I go to, Ava explains. There are two empty spaces on the wall. What do you plan on hanging there? Red asked. That would be the two paintings that I'm working on. One is of Neil McLean that needs restoring due to water damage. The other is the family crest. Stop talking. Let's get a tray, get our food, and go to the porch. There is a full moon out tonight. Come on. The dogs won't bother us. They know when I come out to eat, they are not allowed on the porch, Ava assures him. Red and Ava go to the porch and continue their conversation. You haven't told me anything about yourself. We know you are not from around here because I know just about everyone in this town. Do you have anyone special in your life right now? I mean, I had to ask. I did, but she died a few years ago. I came to America for a change. See, we have a lot in common, Red carefully tells her. I'm sorry, wife or girlfriend? Ava listens closely to the answers to see if this may be Red, knowing that he was never married. Just a girlfriend. I've never been married. Ava knew Red wasn't married and had girlfriends, but that was all she knew. Ava had just lost family members, and it had been several years since they had heard anything about Red and his family. If Red knew of her loss, she was sure that he would have come as soon as he had heard about hers. Red and Ava continued their meal, enjoying the moonlight. Do you need anything else to eat? Maybe some cheesecake? Ava asked, raising her eyebrows. Just a tad, if it wouldn't be too much trouble. Let's go in. I'm getting a little cold. I'll get you a slice of cheesecake and maybe some coffee, Ava says. Ava and Red start back in the house when Red takes a hold of Ava's hand. He then pulls her toward him, then reaches down and kisses her. She melts into his arms. She is so attracted to him. Everything about this man drives Ava's passions to the extreme. The chemistry between the two of them is getting too close too soon. Ava knows she needs to put a lid on this, or she may venture past her moral convictions. She uses her little silly ways to pull back from him and say, This is too hot, too fast, too soon. Now that cheesecake. I think you're right, he says. Ava turns around, runs into the kitchen, starts making coffee and slices the cheesecake. Red knows Ava feels for him the same as he does about her. Here is a woman with childlike innocent ways, yet so beautiful and knowledgeable. Red has been with a lot of women, but he has never met anyone like her. I'm not sorry I pushed myself on you, because I have never met anyone like you. That's not a line either. Red smiles. Did I say it was? Ava tells him. Red hears a truck drive off close by in a hurry. Ava turns around to get another cup out of the cabinet at the same time and screams out, "Oh no! The barn is on fire! Oh no, my horse! Thunder!" Now have I gotten your attention? Okay, you need to go back if you haven't read the other chapters and read those, because you'll get a lot of history, and some experiences are true and some are not. A little bit of fantasy, mystery, a murder, several murders, just a lot of things in here that I really think that you will like. So it won't be long, and I'll be putting up the rest of this chapter, and I'll continue on. Thanks.